Good evening. So I've got the Bauer 15-inch electric stream trimmer. It's 5.5 amps, 7,500 RPMs. And I did the opposite of normal. Normally I unbox it, put it together, show you how to do that, and then go use it. Well, I needed to use it. Did the entire backyard one time. And this thing is a beast. It comes fully assembled, except for you have to put this guard on. And there's one screw right here, but it works great. This helped me keep a little bit away from the fence. If you don't use this guard, the fence will cut your line. The line that's in there, I wasn't that impressed with. I would go to cut stuff and it would break while I was cutting stuff. And it wouldn't expect that. A little disappointed in how easy it broke, but that's only the first spool. After the first spool that came with it, I'll wind it with my own and see if it makes a difference. It has to be the line. The trimmer can't break it by itself. If you get down in this gook, right there is the razor blade that cuts the line. Now you'll notice that this is a little shorter than that, and that's where those tips break off. This thing is absolutely cruddy. I literally just came in from the field using it. Sometimes these aren't long enough, and a couple of things could happen there. First off, maybe you've got against the fence and it's cut them short. Maybe it's broke off on something you hit. But like right now, when it's short, it will eventually feed out because it's self-feeding, but it's too slow when you artificially shorten it. Grab both lines, use your thumb to hit that. If you just do one of them, it doesn't work as well. So I got it longer than the cutoff. So as soon as I start it up, it'll cut that off. If you try this and it doesn't come out, you have a monkey link in there. It gets so hot when it runs, it'll melt into each other. So there we go. As you can see, that line is under tension. If you take that spool out and allow it to unspool, it's going to be a problem, because when you pull them back, there again you get a monkey link. The line that's trying to feed out, which should be on top, isn't on top. It's under another line, and it traps it like that. Okay, this was the factory spool. I had that happen 0 times, and the spool is 75% going. So if you're having problems with this, having to stop and pull this off and uncoil something, pull out a knot, the problem isn't with the spool, it's how the line is coiled on it. Now, I didn't have to fix that. It didn't happen to me because of the factory spool. And if I take my time winding these, it won't happen again. But while I was doing this, it's self-feeding. So don't tap this on the ground. All you're going to do is break it. It does not release string. And it actually comes apart pretty good. The green Portland, it's actually a little difficult to get this piece off. Several times when I was weed eating along the chain link fence, this would get cut short, and I would have to stop and advance it. If I waited, it would have came back out, but who wants to trim with the line this long when it can be this long? Okay, so you have the standard button that lets you turn this. I started out using it straight because it seemed like a better angle, but it was harder for me to hold and control. So I actually did end up moving it down one. Now I'm a little tall for this, and it does hurt my back to use it because guess what? It's heavy. I was a little surprised when I read the reviews at Harbor Freight and somebody left a note, this isn't made for a short woman or a weaker woman. I don't even know how to say that. The lady said it was just too heavy for her. She couldn't mow. She could not trim her whole yard without it getting too heavy. I understand that because I don't think it has anything to do with being short. I was on the backyard, and by the time I got all the way around it, it was starting to get heavy. The green one doesn't do that, and the cordless one doesn't do that. This is a little different because you pull this out, and that's how you make it shorter. It locks on these dents. I, of course, put it all the way out. And This was a strange one for me. You pull this up and you can twist the handle. That's for edging and things like that. So there, I've got it like upside down. So it's actually an easy way to adjust it. I was pleasantly surprised about that. And you can play around with what works best. It's got some detents in there. And you've got your standard handle. Loosen it up. You slide this up and down to customize your height. I was using it all the way up, and I actually found that maybe an inch down it works better for me. And we actually have this angle also. So once I started using it, I adjusted that, I adjusted the length, adjusted this, and everything came out okay. Good. And I used it for a couple of hours. Like I said, by the time I was done, you know you're carrying a heavier trimmer. One thing it doesn't have is a safety. When you press this, it's on. But at the same time, there's no way to lock it in. You really only need a safety if you can lock it in. Works perfect for me. You hold it in, it works. You let go, it doesn't work. So if you fall, it doesn't work. When I want to hook in my extension cord, I double the end, push it up through here, bend it over the hook, pull it back out. Now I can just plug it in, and that takes the strain of the cord. So it doesn't constantly pull out of this and you don't have to wrap them around each other in time. So that works good. I think most of Harbor Freight's electric outdoor tools have this feature. Okay, the good thing about this is it has plenty of power, easy setup, easy changes. So a 15-inch cutting width, actually pretty good. 2 lines, so it's got more speed, more cutting power, cuts faster. I recommend this. I think I got it for about $35. I bought it like last fall at the end of the season. I know that sounds crazy, but I didn't start using it until the beginning of this season. So $35, hey, it's great. What I like is the battery doesn't go dead, and it's got 2 strings instead of 1. The other one is light, and I really like using it. It's very convenient. When I've let the grass get too tall, I want something more powerful like this. Okay, so if you like the videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.